Welcome, everyone, to the first ever episode of the ORS Podcast. On today's episode, we're going to recap everything that happened during the 2023-24 high school basketball season in the state of West Virginia, why I started Ollie Reed Sports, and so much more. And it's coming up on the ORS Podcast. And we welcome you into the first ever episode of the ORS Podcast. I'm releasing the hoop hype of college basketball and West Virginia high school basketball. Before we begin, I wanted to start by thanking all of you for your support over the last few years, being as a high school basketball recruiting analyst over the past few years. And it's just been nothing short of amazing. And also excited to announce I'm also going to be doing college basketball content as well for the 2024-25 upcoming season, but that's all coming up here shortly. I'll talk about that here in just a few. We'll talk more about that soon. But yep, really excited to see everyone out. I'm finally doing my podcast. It's been such a long time since I started one. I remember I did one a few years back whenever I was playing, whenever I was still living in Morgantown, and it was really exciting. But now we are finally back doing the ORS podcast. I'm really excited to get started. But for right now, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about myself. For those of you who don't know me very well or know my background, why I started it, and I want to talk to you guys about how the brand became popular here in the state and why I want to continue to strive and make West Virginia high school sports noticeable all across the country. For those of you who don't really know who I am, my name is Oliver. Oliver Reed is my full name. I'm originally from Morgantown, West Virginia. I started playing basketball at the age of 8 years old. I was best known for playing basketball at my local high school. I played at University High School in Morgantown, West Virginia. I was a player manager, started off as my sophomore year, playing on the varsity team in 2015. I want to thank my old head coach, Joe Smittle, for taking a 125-pound, 6-foot kid by his side to play for him, and it was just really exciting playing for him. And definitely had a really good sophomore year, even though we were coming off a losing record. But it was definitely something I'll never forget. Because I know that my sophomore year was amazing, nothing short of amazing. Because I was best known for hitting an NBA three. My sophomore year, known for an in-game dunk in 2017, whenever I started getting my hops, and then 2018, my senior year. Probably when we had the best record in university high school basketball history. I think we went 23-1 or 2. I think we only lost like 2 games that year, only losing the Final Four and the class quad. Not back before it was AAA. It was actually AAA basketball instead of quad A before we had the 4 classifications like we do now. And I'll talk more about that here in a second. But yep, I graduated in the class of 2018. I was best known for that dunk that made me viral in 2017, back in January. I remember 2 days before that, we played Morgantown High School, of course, was our crosstown rival. And it was probably one of the best games I've ever been a part of, really. Because that's when, for those of you guys who don't know who this guy is, named Caden Matheny, point guard, only a freshman, coming as an unknown because I didn't know who he was. I mean, I knew who he was. I mean, we went to school together back in Mountaineer Middle whenever we used to run cross country together in middle school. I thought he was just a runner. He had a runner's body, but man, he was a basketball machine. And I was just like, everyone was saying he was going to be the next big thing. I was like, wow, really? And, I started to have my doubts about him only because he was a small little 5'10" kid. But, freshman year, he started to bulk up after middle school. And freshman year, man, he really took us there. Because my junior year, he was a freshman. We played Morgantown High School, and they're just coming off an undefeated state championship. They haven't lost a single game like the whole year, and they were undefeated. And we played them in the new year in January 2017 at their house at the Rowdy Center. And Caden Matheny in the final minutes hit a game-winning three and two free throws to ice the game. We won the game by 5, and that's kind of what put us on the map. And then I remember 2 days. That's 2 days later. That's whenever I started getting my hops. All of a sudden, I started dunking it down, and it was incredible. And yeah, it's very exciting, very special. But that's where I met my good friend Nick Farrell, who was who used to work for 12 News as the sports director, high school sports director over there. But now he's the executive director of the Gold and Blue Nation, which is they cover all WVU athletics, which is really amazing. Really happy for him. And that's kind of what led me into, that's kind of how I'm known for as of today, is because I've done like a bunch of because I was just known in high school. And after high school, I wanted to start over, and I didn't want everyone to know me just because I was this kid from high school that did a dunk and whatnot. I didn't want to be known for just that. I wanted to be known for something better. And and obviously the year after I graduated high school, and it was kind of rough. I've only went to a couple of university games. That was the only thing that was really keeping me going, was just watching university play. I still didn't have a job yet. I just wasn't driving. I didn't get my license until I was like 21 years old. But then I remember during this time, I was thinking about starting a sports account called I didn't know what to call it, and I was just something in my mind. I was like, I got to think of something, and that's kind of how Ollie Reed Sports began. On my birthday, June 1st, 2019, just turned 19 years old, and Ollie Reed Sports was created for the first time. And I was just like, why? What am I doing? Like, what am I actually getting into this? And then I realized, the athletes in the state, I've seen it. I've seen it all through Caden Matheny, Tavian Dunbarton, Jared West, Tavon Horton, just to name a few players from the past decade. It's just, they're now you're seeing them play overseas. It's amazing. It's amazing what they've accomplished. And it's like, I want to do something like that to help build that brand, not just for me, but I want to do it for them because they deserve it, and they deserve a platform to be known and to be noticed and to be recognized. Because like in other national media, we don't really have any other national media anywhere other than, what Ohio does, and Kentucky and Virginia and the DC area. They're best known. Now, obviously, those are like the best known basketball states in the either Northeast or the Midwest regions. And, that's kind of the reason why I wanted to start it, because, West Virginia has some of the most underrated talent in the country, not just in basketball, but football, baseball, track and field, cross country. I mean, we've had guys going to Oregon that ran at my middle school and my high school that's running for Oregon right now. Is one of the top runners. I mean, Josh Edwards is the name. He was one of the best runners in the state, and he ended up, and this past year, he finished all conference in the Pac-12 in his freshman or sophomore year. And it's insane, man. They're really good. We have a lot of really talented athletes here in the state that need to get their recognition. And that's what I've come to do, just to bring that positivity and to bring that out there to the media. And that's what inspired me to really become a media member, and just to keep on pushing. And even though West Virginia is a small state, we still have some of the best talent in the country, one of the best underrated talent in the country, whether it's football, basketball, soccer, cross country, track and field, whatever, you name it. And and whenever ORS was starting to grow, whenever I first started doing this, I started off slow. I mean, obviously, like I deleted my original Instagram account. It was like my own personal account and all that stuff. I deleted all of that just to make a brand new name of myself, because I didn't want to be known as, the kid from high school. I wanted to be known as Ollie Reed, just me, really, and just to know that I'm from West Virginia and that I support all the athletes here in the state. And now I'm doing it nationally as well, as you can tell. Like I'm trying to, I've just talked about a lot of college basketball players throughout the transfer portal lately over the past few months. But before all that, like college coaches started taking notice. It was mainly all the local Division II college coaches, Fairmont State, College of Charleston, etc., and a couple of JUCOs schools here and there. And that was back whenever I was actually like going places, like in 2021. And a couple years later, I mean, I went from a couple of Division II and JUCO college coaches following me until I have about over 30 Division I assistants and director of basketball operations, head coaches, even some from the Power Fives that follow me now on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And it just started growing. I mean, it really started growing, and it's amazing. It's really amazing, and I'm really glad that it started to build. And it's something I'm really blessed. I've been really blessed to cover the state here and cover just basketball as a whole across the country, because my goal is really, like, my basketball goals hopefully one day is to become an assistant coach at a Power 5 school. Mainly WVU, obviously, because that was my dream school. Because I grew up in Morgantown. I lived in Morgantown for 11 years. Or like taking like a director of recruiting, like, because that's mainly like what I like to do, is just like scout and recruit. That's mainly what I've been known for over these last few years. Because I want to take like kind of like a Jay Kuntz role, who used to be the director of recruiting at WVU, whenever he was on the Coach Huggins staff. And yeah, man, it's just I definitely want to do something in that, and hopefully I can achieve those goals here in the future. I don't know when that time will come, but just gotta trust in the Lord's plan. All right, so that's a little background about me, for my basketball background. Off the court stuff, if you want to know about me, like off the court stuff, as you know me, I love, other than basketball, I love food. I'm a foodie, really. I love Chick-fil-A, really. That's kind of like one of my favorite restaurants. And I said to myself, if I didn't play like obviously, like if basketball never really worked out, if this didn't work out, then I would love to become like an owner of a Chick-fil-A and like own like a bunch of franchises all across West Virginia and beyond. So that's something that I feel like is another dream of mine. If I either retire or the basketball thing, like I said, if it doesn't work out. But other than that, yeah, it's something to look forward to. But other than that, it's to be fun. It's to be fun. Okay, but other than that, I want to do a quick recap of the 2023-24 high school basketball season. It was definitely a fun year. Let me say, it was probably the most competitive year that I've covered or been a part of. WVSSAC basketball. Like it's been incredible the whole year. But I want to congratulate the state champions this year, the Class Quad A state champions, the three-peaters, Morgantown High School Mohegans. The Shady Spring Tigers won over Fairmont Senior in Class AAA. Charleston Catholic. Speaking of Charleston Catholic, I'll get to J. Allen Turner here, one of the top players there. He just committed here. And Tug Valley, that won the Single A championship. But for those of you who have not seen it yet, J. Allen Turner has committed to the University of Charleston. I'm trying to look it up here. I can't seem to find anywhere, but he is committed to the University of Charleston. And I'm very happy for him. And I'm going to talk about like what my favorite players were for the 2023-24 year. Obviously, getting to watch Sharon Young, the Akron commit, who was heading to Akron here. I don't know when. Whenever summer workouts come. I don't know whenever the summer workouts are going to be coming, but I do know that it's probably going to be around like a few weeks, because I know the summer workouts start next week for a few colleges. So I am really excited to see Sharon shine in Akron, getting to see the Akron Mountaineers a little bit. So, with Josiah Harris, Seth Wilson, and James Okonkwo and all those guys playing together. I mean, that's definitely going to be an exciting time down over there in the city of Akron, Ohio. Getting to see some Mountaineers play. And, but yeah, Sharon, great defensive player, learned from one of the best coaches, if not one of the best coaches, one of the best coaches in the state of West Virginia, and Coach Dave Tallman from Morgantown High School. Sharon is a competitor. He's a Division I player. He could have played. He plays like a Power 5 guard, and his defense is one of the main reasons why he is considered to be like a Power 5 guard. Even though he's had mostly mid-major offers in Akron, got a steal with Sharon Young. Sharon is a gifted point guard. He is a proven winner on and off the floor. He is a great pass maker. And he's definitely, even though the past few years, like the beginning, like his freshman and sophomore year, his shooting wasn't the best, but then junior year, he got better. And then senior year, he really just shined bright that year. And that's why he's the Bill Evans Award winner, captain of the first team All-State in Class Squad A. And it's just, it's very amazing to see Sharon shine. And another kid from North Central West Virginia, since Caden Matheny, to play at Division I high school. To play at Division I school, where Caden Matheny, who was my former teammate, as I already mentioned, played at Bowling Green and is now the star guard at Liberty University. And I would love to see that matchup, to be honest with you. Sharon versus Caden would be an amazing matchup. Hopefully they set that up in 24-25. So yeah, I'm really hopefully that happens. I don't know if it will, but like I said, it'll be something to look forward to. Also, another top player that caught my attention, Jacob King, one of the most underrated talents in the state of West Virginia. He was an unsigned senior, was on that state championship team for Morgantown this year. Jacob King is an outstanding forward, very athletic. He was best known for having a highlight reel against Martinsburg, which I was there for. It was very exciting to watch him dunk the ball over that Martinsburg defender. And then Tug Valley's Braden Ferris. I already mentioned before about Braden, a little point guard. Loves to get in. He's just a really quick guard. Already a proven winner. He's a state champion. And he plays solid defense as well. I would love to see him get a little bit bigger. But he's a young kid. I think he's about to be a sophomore next year. So I'm very looking forward to watching him play again in 2024-25. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for that, for the state championship teams. Favorite basketball trip? I have a favorite basketball trip. Was most definitely Summersville, West Virginia, traveling over there, Nicholas County, at that new armory. I think the Armory's been there, but it was really nice just to be over there at that Armory. It was really exciting to watch. Spring Mills, that's whenever I got to watch Spring Mills play. Caleb Thomas, most likely going to be the next best player for the 2024-25 season. Caleb Thomas, like I said, is already a proven winner. Spring Mills was one of the undefeated teams this year in the state of West Virginia. Caleb's like he's a 6'6" forward. He's like putting like Wilt Chamberlain numbers in terms of scoring, rebounding, and passing the ball to the open man. And some people have been telling me that he's more of a Division II player, which I can agree on that he is. But in all honesty, if he doesn't, I feel like he can improve his game, and I feel like he will be a Division I player someday. So I feel like his game will improve here later on. I think he'll have a dominant senior year, as well as his teammates with Xavier Anderson, who's another big kid, 6'7", loves to take it to the rim. That kid's only a sophomore. He's a junior about to be. I think he's about to be a senior. No, he's going to be a junior. He's going to be a junior. So, yeah, definitely going to watch out for him as well. And Kwesi Go Crazy Opoku Champong. I know that's what his coach calls him. Kwesi Go Crazy. Martinsburg, not Martinsburg. Well, Spring Mills and Martinsburg, definitely one of those top teams from the Eastern Panhandle to watch for 2024-25. Like, these are the top teams that I expect to be huge. Spring Mills, they got a Martinsburg transfer, Chase Shipley. That's going to be very big for them. And knowing that basically all their whole team is coming back, so it's going to be exciting to watch them play, and also really eager to see Martinsburg play as well, because they got Kashawn Cheek and Anthony Awuna. I know those guys are going to be really good, and Bridgeport, they got bumped down to AAA. They're going to be one of the best teams to watch in AAA. They added Buchanan Upster transfer Carter Zulani, big kid from BU, had an amazing basketball career over there. He's also a football guy too, and Bridgeport is also known for being a good football school. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen there. And Tug Valley, I think they have a chance for a repeat in single A next year. I think they are going to be single A. I don't know if they're going to be in single A or double A, because this is a new alignment that's going on right now. And there's also some news about getting rid of sections. And they are getting rid of sections for the 24-25 season, which is huge. That is huge. And I cannot wait to see how that is. I just cannot wait to see how that's going to work this year for next season. And also, I was going to answer some questions, but I don't see any questions on the live stream here. And I do understand, because I forgot high school graduations were going on tonight, so I do know some people may not be able to watch. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for right now on the episode. It's the first ever episode. It's kind of the pilot for getting how you guys know who I am. Most of you guys already know who I am. For those of you that live in West Virginia, for those who are brand new watching, yeah, that's pretty much about it. We do have some guests coming up for the year and this year. I do know up next, I do have a guest coming in. I did mention before that I was bringing in a Big East player. That's I feel like is gonna shock a lot of people next season. Coming in from St. John's, originally from North Carolina, but played high school ball in Southern California. Brady Dunlap from Harvard Westlake, played at Harvard Westlake. He was one of the best sharpshooters in the country. He was a 4-star recruit, and he was originally supposed to go to Notre Dame, but Mike Bray retired, and he decommitted from Notre Dame and ended up joining Coach Rick Pitino at St. John's. So from North Carolina to California to the Big Apple, New York City. Had a pretty good freshman year, and I have a feeling that his sophomore year will be better. I think he'll get more playing time. And he obviously had a really good game against Villanova, so really looking forward to watching him play for the 2024-25 season for the Red Storm. And also, we are going to bring in Sharon Young. We are going to bring in Sharon Young sometime, if not in June, then July. Also bringing some other guys from Akron. Josiah Harris, definitely bringing my guy JoJo Harris and Seth Wilson. And also bringing in a top transfer from the Big 12 that's staying in the Big 12 that left Texas after 2 years. He was a McDonald's All-American. Dylan Mitchell, who's going to be playing for Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a really, they're looking to be a really good team in the Big 12 in 2024-25. Really looking forward to seeing the Bearcats play with their new talented roster from the transfer portal. But yep, that's all. That's the future guest that I have coming for the next few months. And we were live for about a half hour. So great pilot episode. Really excited to start this off. I mean, it's obviously I'm coming off as a little nervous because I haven't been on a podcast in literally 3 years. As you can tell from my other past my YouTube channel, that I haven't went live in a long time. So if you guys like what you heard or like what you've seen here, make sure you guys like and subscribe. And make sure you guys go follow me on all social media platforms at Ollie Reed Sports. It says right there on my banner there. Really excited to kick this thing off, and that lets you guys know that it's going to be an amazing year. 2024-25 is probably going to be one of the best years in West Virginia high school basketball, and I'm really excited to get started on this. Appreciate you guys supporting, and I'll catch you all in the next one.